Hello. It's time for an important channel update / 25,000 subscribers special here on what I'm sure is your favorite YouTube channel, BadEmpanada. My last channel update was back in July, and well, a lot has changed since then, so I think it's time for a new one. There's no Q&A this time, but it's likely that I'm going to mention stuff that answers some of your burning questions anyway. Watch and find out. I'm gonna play the stupid intro now because I like it, and then we'll get right into it. So first, it looks like I've got 25,000 subs now. Cool. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel. That actually took quite a while. I think I reached 20,000 like 3 or 4 months ago, and since then it's kind of slowed down a lot. You know, because YouTube's algorithm just decided to stop recommending me as much to new viewers basically. But hey, most people never actually get to where I am, so I'm not complaining at all. I'm very happy. Yay, look how happy I am. Smile. So yeah, thanks a lot to each and every one of you for helping me to have gotten this far on this hellish website. My next goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It might be a bit of a lofty one, sure, but I think it's possible. Especially with this incentive. If I get 100,000 subscribers before midnight on December the 31st, 2020, I will go to Cuba, as many people have told me to do if I like socialism so much, and I will vlog it. So you better get all your friends to subscribe so that I, Fidel Castro, can finally return to my homeland. Now, on to really important business things. I've got a new second channel on YouTube that I've been posting to quite a bit. It's where I post shorter, more informal videos, and it's already got like 20 in just 2 months. It's called Empanada Report, and it should be popping up in a card that you can click on right here, or maybe right here. To be honest, I'm not really sure which side it's supposed to be on, so whichever. So go sub, if you want to, that is. I mean, I'm not your boss. And if I was your boss, well, I'm sure you know what we do with the bourgeois. I recommend you start with the video, My Country Yearns for Freedom, which is the best one. Also, I've started an Instagram where I'm going to be posting my photography, and just pictures of whatever interesting stuff I happen to see out in the world. Now, it's not even remotely as impressive as the word photography might make it sound, but hey, maybe you'll like it. It's at the URL instagram.com/badempanada, and a link should be popping up right here, or maybe right here, right about now. I shoot photos with the same camera that I use for my videos, so what that means is every time I go to take photos, I'm risking getting robbed and potentially losing my livelihood. Every single photo that I take is imbued with my fear, and that makes them so much sweeter, doesn't it? There's also the BadEmpanada subreddit at r/badempanada on, Reddit. And you can go there and talk about whatever the hell you want, I don't really care. And you can also Photoshop my face as an anime if you want. And lastly, for the social media stuff, a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to make a new Twitter account, but Twitter basically immediately bans every new account that I make, so I've just kind of stopped trying. Maybe in a couple of months I'll try it and see if I can get a new one to stick, and if it does, then I'll just rarely ever post to ensure that there's the minimum chance of stuff that could get reported on my account, I guess. Don't count it though, I'm probably just going to get banned immediately again. Okay, on to other stuff. I wanted to let you guys know how I organize the content on my channel, so that I guess you can navigate it a bit better and find what you're looking for a bit better, and also understand my subtle little signals that mean that maybe one video isn't as good as another. If you go to my channel homepage, I've got 2 playlists there. There's main videos, which are what I consider to be my fully featured videos, and popular videos, which are just ranked by view count. The videos in the main video playlist are basically the core of the channel. They also have the BadEmpanada name tag at the end. That is aside from the older ones from before I started doing that, which I'm honestly just too lazy to go and fix. Videos that I make sort of off the cuff and without too much effort relative to my other stuff aren't in the main videos playlist, and they won't have the BadEmpanada name tag at the end of the title. Some examples of that are the short 5-minute video that I made on the night of the Bolivia coup, and this video that you're watching right now, which isn't going to be going into the main videos playlist, and nor is it going to have the BadEmpanada tag at the end of its title. So basically there's 2 sorts of videos on my channel, the main sort of video essays, and then there's the lower effort stuff that nonetheless still feels merit being posted on my main channel. Everything other than that will be going into my second channel, which I mentioned earlier, so you better go and sub to it or you're going to miss out on all of my sweet content, which is surely incredible and amazing. No, it's not. I also want to be transparent about the ads on my channel. I've seen some complaints that my videos sometimes have too many mid-roll ads. So YouTube was putting them in automatically and I didn't really know how to change it until very recently. So from now on, in new videos, I'm going to be putting the ads in manually. My policy is going to be that I will put 1 mid-roll ad per about 15 minutes of video duration, rounded up. So for example, a 25-minute video will have 2 mid-roll ads, and a 40-minute video will have 3. I think that's pretty fair. I also turned off unskippable ads on my channel long ago. There should be none, so if there are any, please leave a comment and let me know and I'll have to look into it. So you shouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing. The ad should just be skippable after 5 or 10 seconds. I would like to be able to not have mid-roll ads at all, but the thing is I do actually kind of need the money right now. I make like maybe 200 bucks extra off ads per month. And that might not sound like too much to some of you guys, but for me it really does help me get by. Okay, so next thing on the agenda. Very soon I'm going to be moving, and then 2 months after that I'm going to have to move again. Unfortunately, it looks like there's no way for me to maintain my residency in Argentina while continuing to work independently online as I do right now. It is overall a really easy country to migrate to if you, for example, want to get a job in a business where you work full time. If you're from a South American country, it's very easy. If you want to study here, it's very easy. But unfortunately, if you're not South American, as I'm not, and you want to work here independently, there's no type of visa that you can get. Out of the last 2 years, I've lived here for about a year and a half. I've consulted a bunch of different lawyers about this and they've all told me the same thing. Get a traditional full-time job, study full-time, be a South American, or basically pay someone to marry you. Yeah, one of them did tell me to do that. But yeah, needless to say, I won't be doing that. The thing is, I work independently on my YouTube channel full-time right now, and I don't want to change that for the foreseeable future. And the work that I do right now involves a ton of research and also a ton of writing what are basically like essays anyway. So if I was studying, it would be like I would work on my channel, which is also study, while studying full time, and I would be burnt out in like 2 seconds. And yeah, if I got a normal full-time job, then I wouldn't be able to work on my channel full time anymore and it would basically die. So unfortunately, while I want to live here in Argentina far more than I want to live anywhere else in the world, sadly it's a choice between staying here and continuing to be able to work full time on my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna go with the latter. It's a really difficult choice to make, but I'm at the point in my life and also in my work where I think I really need to just settle down in one place, where I'm entitled to get a local ID card, to open a bank account, to sign a long-term rental contract, where I can actually have my own furniture and decorations and stuff and make my space feel like home. And to actually be able to get into and maintain some sort of routine, rather than, you know, like doing what I do now, which is basically every 6 months I move from one grungy furnished apartment to another. As for where I might be going, well, I'm not even sure yet. I want to live in a country in Latin America that gives the option for a legal residency to independent online workers like me, basically. So far I know that this is possible in Peru, Uruguay, and Mexico. Though to get the Mexican visa you need to make like $1,600 a month, which, well, I don't. So yeah, if anyone is actually knowledgeable on the law in other Latin American countries and can make some suggestions, that would be cool. I've researched this myself a whole lot. I've also talked to lawyers in other countries and stuff like that. So please don't just like Google it and then paste what you find in the comments. I already know it, sorry. Oh yeah, and I'm also aware that some people live illegally in Argentina as tourists. I'm personally not interested in that. So yeah, despite all this other stuff going on, I'm still gonna work really hard and try my best to get my next video essay out before the end of this month. Though I think even if I work on it 24/7, it's simply not going to be possible, unfortunately. Right now I think it's going to be about the Bengal famine and examining Winston Churchill's culpability in it, though I'm still very much in the preliminary research stage. Like, I have to finish an entire book before I can even get started writing, and there's also a bunch of journal articles that I still need to read. No promises though. If I find another topic beforehand that I think I can finish faster and that interests me, like maybe another response video, I'll probably do that. I mean, I'll do it first and then I'll get to the Bengal famine video later. Not, I would cancel the Bengal famine video outright. So yeah, you see this nice set that I've got here that I've been using for the last 2 videos and also that I'm using in this one? I was pretty happy to finally get some consistency going, but well, it's going away because I'm moving. At least having kept the same set for even 3 videos was like a huge record for me. I've never done that before. Because, you know, I'm just in like this cramped 2-room furnished apartment, and every time I film I have to like rearrange the entire room. Maybe one day I'll be fortunate enough to have a dedicated room for this sort of stuff. Please, Carl. Please. So next I wanted to talk about the actual work that goes into my videos. So if you didn't know, I work on my videos entirely solo. I do my own research, I write the scripts myself, I come up with all my own ideas, I film myself, I set everything up myself, I edit the audio and the videos myself, I find the pictures, the royalty-free music, the video clips, and everything else that I use in my videos myself. I make all my own thumbnails, I do all my own promotion, I make my own source lists, I write the titles, the descriptions, literally every little thing I do myself. For every video, I usually read like a dozen journal articles, sometimes entire books, and then I write the script based on this while also doing further research as I write. And I also have to write considering that it's for the visual medium and structure it accordingly. The research and writing part usually takes like 20 hours at the absolute minimum, or more depending on the video, like if it's one that I have to read an entire book for, as I did in the Che Guevara videos. And then once it's done, I need to find a day where like my neighbors aren't jumping around in high heels or listening to loud music or their babies aren't crying so that I can actually record. Most of the time I simply have to suck it up and deal with the noise as best as I can by editing it out in post or just waiting for them to shut up. Right now someone's singing, I don't know if you can hear it. And the process of me recording also takes a lot of effort by itself. Since I don't have a room that I can dedicate to being a studio, that means I have to move everything around and set up my set every single time. So I rearrange all the furniture, I get my lighting, I get my camera, I get my microphone, I get them all set up, plugged in and powered on. I record some test footage on the camera and then I put it into my computer and check to make sure that everything's okay before I start recording. Because if I get the lighting and the exposure wrong, basically everything is ruined and I have to film again. And then I film. I'd say for a 30-minute video, I film for about 4 hours, with some short breaks here and there while I wait for my camera after it overheats. I do a lot of retakes because I want to ensure that I'm speaking as clearly as possible and not too fast, so that everyone can understand and digest what I'm saying. I'm not even remotely a good actor, nor do I have even a smidgen of public speaking experience, so it's very difficult for me to say multiple lines in succession without forgetting something, or mispronouncing something, or saying it in a way that isn't ideal, or something like that. It's very weird to be alone at home, talking intently into a camera lens in a raised tone that I don't usually use when I talk, and also recording the audio track to my computer, monitoring my camera battery and temperature, and stopping to wait every time someone uses the elevator or a loud motorbike drives by or whatever, or your neighbors are talking really loud with loud music on as they are right now. That's why I usually only say my line until a pause, like a comma or the end of the sentence, because if I didn't do that, I would never finish filming. I also have to do this all in one go on the same day to ensure that the audio sounds the same and the scene looks the same and everything like that. By the time I'm done recording, my voice is basically destroyed and I'm so incredibly tired that I just transfer the video files to my computer and go and like pass out in bed right away. Then when I wake up the next day, I go into a wild editing frenzy, which usually takes me like a week or more depending on the length of the video and like if I need to track down photos and video clips and stuff like that. And let me tell you, cutting 4 hours of footage down to 30 minutes is a lot more work than you might think it is. You have to do it in a way that keeps it flowing well without like too many weird pauses between the sentences and stuff like that. And that's just the cutting, none of the rest of the editing. For an extreme example, for my Remembering Argentina's Dictatorship video, I spent like 2 weeks just researching and writing the script and trying to figure out how I could structure it in a way that would make sure that, you know, everything follows logically while also including everything that I wanted to talk about and making sure that just everything was linked together and sort of made sense in the conclusion. Then I recorded the parts where I'm on camera in like 3 or 4 hours, I believe. Here's a photo of what that actually looked like. This is actually set up in my bedroom against a wall, and there's 2 beds on either side of where I was standing, and I basically had to trash my room to get this all set up. And when I'm done, you know, I have to take it all down and find somewhere to put it in my small apartment where it won't get in the way of everything. I also went and recorded quite a bit of my own footage on location and also took photos and stuff like that. I think there's about 10 to 15 minutes of imagery in the final product that is actually my own original work. And I paid a musician on Fiverr to record a track for me for the video. And then after it was recorded, it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to edit it and get it all done. I think I recorded it on like November 22nd, 23rd, and the video was released on December 14th. That included me scouring the internet for relevant clips that I could put in there, like a full day of editing only audio, re-recording anything that didn't come out right, etc, etc. All in all, I'd say I put about 200 hours into that video, honestly maybe more, maybe 300. It's all a blur to me, who knows. And then it totally flopped and got very few views. At least compared to my other videos, that is. So yeah, that is a bit of an extreme example, but it does at least show how rough the stuff that I do can be. It would definitely be quite a bit easier with a more sort of secure living situation and a dedicated room and stuff like that. I've been putting out, I think, 2 videos per calendar month since I started the channel, maybe give or take 1 or 2 here and there. And that's been a really hard schedule to keep. I think I've worked like 60 hours a week. And usually like a week after releasing a new video, the YouTube algorithm has forgotten about me and my channel's views are just way down again. So I feel a lot of pressure to work and get my stuff done to make sure that YouTube like remembers that I exist. And all of this stuff has definitely affected my health quite a bit. You know, I work from home and I've been working so much that I'm now less active than I used to be. And I've neglected going to the doctor and stuff for things that I really should have gone to the doctor for. You know, stuff like that. The pressure is huge, honestly. So yeah, what can I say? If you value what I do and you've got the money to burn, consider supporting me on Patreon, which comes with some cool rewards like having your names in the credits of my videos, access to our exclusive Discord, sometimes previews to my videos, sometimes early access to my videos, stuff like that. You could also become a member on YouTube, which gives you a nice little badge next to your name in the comments, or you could send me a one-time donation on Ko-fi. Or if you can't or don't want to do any of that, you know, just watching my stuff also helps, and I assume you're doing that already, so thank you. I appreciate you all. And to be frank, some of the people on YouTube with huge channels and equally huge Patreons produce content so infrequently and with such poor sourcing and argumentation that investment in my channel is probably going to be pretty good bang for your buck in comparison. And I really do invest pretty much everything that I get from the channel back into the channel apart from my living expenses. Like, I literally have not left Buenos Aires, I haven't taken a holiday or anything, except for one time where some rich shanky friends paid for it for me. Thank you, Nico. You're still a Yankee though. So yeah, I'm totally focused on my work. In terms of equipment and software, I've invested easily $5,000 into my channel, with much of that only being possible due to viewer support. And I'd like to keep doing that and keep improving the quality of my videos and the speed at which I can get them out in every way possible. For example, I really want to get my videos professionally captioned in both English and Spanish. That's something that I think would cost more than $100 per video though, so it's quite a ways off. I'd also like to hire like actual real designers to make my thumbnails, because the click-through rates on mine seem to be really low. What the hell am I doing wrong? I thought they looked okay. And if I ever one day start making like a crazy stupid amount of money, like say $3,000 a month on Patreon or whatever, like some people do, I'd love to actually travel, hire some workers, and film some stuff on location. That'd be fun. And awesome, and cool, and great, and epic, you know, all the adjectives. In terms of more realistic goals for this sort of stuff, as I said earlier, I'd really like to have my own home studio. I'd also really like to be able to buy an overlens teleprompter, which would allow me to make videos with fewer cuts. And my present camera is a decent stopgap, but there are much better options out there at consumer prices that would make my video footage much better. And I especially need better lighting, though that isn't really an option right now because I don't really have enough space in my suitcases to carry it around with me. So in order to get better lighting, first I need to get a more permanent place to live. Same thing with actually having like a desktop computer instead of this laptop. To get that, I would need a more permanent place to live where I could just leave it instead of like carrying it around with me to different countries and different apartments like every 6 months. So let's stay on that topic. Some people have asked me what my actual setup is in terms of equipment. To give you an idea of what it looks like when all my stuff is in place, here's some phone footage that I took of my setup when I was recording the Visual Politic Chile video. As you can see, I basically have to destroy my apartment and like throw everything around into random places and then clean it all up when I'm done. So anyway, for my camera, it is a Sony a6400. I'd show you, but I'm filming on it right now, or I guess I could show it with my phone camera. Here we go. There it is. Oh, isn't that cool? Wow. Epic. The first video that I used it in was the 5-minute Bolivia coup video, which looked awful because at the time I had no idea how to use it. And the lens that I use is the Sigma 30mm f1.4. And sometimes I also use the budget power zoom kit lens that comes with the camera, but I mostly use that when I don't have as much of a control over my setup or I want to get it done really fast while being really close to the camera, like in the David Pakman video, where my nose looked gigantic. Now this camera looks good, but the one that I was using before this, which was a Fujifilm X-T30, looked way better, at least I think so. Just look at the comparison between my second Che video and my latest videos, for example. I think the Fuji looks so much better. But the reason that I changed camera in spite of that is because the Sony camera has no recording limit, no file size limit, better options for external powering, the flip up screen. The other camera had none of that stuff, so it took me like double the time to film. I also have a second camera, which is a Canon SL2. That was the first camera that I bought. I filmed a few videos on it, most recently the Columbus one. But I think it looks really bad, honestly, and I really regret that I let myself be misled by like affiliate link spammers on YouTube who constantly recommend it. I just keep it around as a backup in case something goes wrong with my main camera. Oh yeah, and like here it is, I guess. I suppose I should be like showing it, right? When I talk about it. Here. Wow. Incredible. It's not in focus. There it is. Wow. Great, amazing. In the future, if I can save the cash, I'll definitely invest in a better camera because I think it is fairly important. For lighting, I use some Yongnuo LED panel that I'm also about to show you on my phone again. Here it is. Wow, incredible, amazing. This was just the cheapest and most portable kind of large-ish light source that I could find here in Argentina. It's not very good. I have to aim it like really directly at my face because I have no softbox or umbrella or anything like that. So it comes out looking very harsh, but I mean, for now, it's just what I can actually fit in my luggage. And it's certainly much better than nothing. As for audio stuff, I have a bunch of microphones and I've slowly been adding to my collection as time goes by, because I feel like there's a lot of situational use for different types of microphones. Firstly, the audio interface that I use to enable XLR microphones is this, the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. Generation 2, I believe, I don't know. I bought it like a year ago before I really knew anything about equipment, but I mean, it does a good enough job for now. I'll upgrade it eventually, but I'm not in a hurry yet. I run a cable from the headphone jack to the camera to provide me with backup audio in case something goes wrong, and I record onto my laptop, and then I sync it in post. For the actual mics, I originally had a Blue Yeti USB, which was absolutely awful. You can hear it in my first couple of videos when I was like a Google image of an empanada still. I highly suggest that you avoid USB mics at all costs. My first sort of real microphone was this one, the Shure SM58 dynamic stage sort of microphone. You're supposed to hand hold it, but I don't use it like that because I'm a rebel. And this is like a million times better than any USB microphone when it's hooked into an interface. I only used it for a couple of videos and then just kind of put it away. But I've rediscovered it recently because, well, as I just kind of talked about, there's been so much noise around my apartment complex lately. And this microphone, along with most other dynamic microphones, is really good at rejecting noise from like crying babies and midlife crisis guys on motorcycles doing burnouts in the street. Honestly, without it, I would not be able to make this video because my neighbors right now are playing copyrighted music really loud and talking really loud. And I also wouldn't have been able to make my last two videos either. So yeah, thank you so much, you're a good microphone, but unfortunately the people who make you will still, be taken to the town square. I also have a used Rode NT2A large diaphragm condenser mic, which I bought for very cheap back in Australia. It's what I use for voiceover, like when I'm not actually on screen, though not all the time. I used it most recently in the Watchmen video, the Argentina dictatorship video in the parts when I'm not on the screen, and also in the Peronism video. This thing produces incredibly clear, lifelike recordings that basically sound perfect. But it picks up a lot of background noise and weighs a ton. Like I could, build muscles with this thing. So it is very situational still. Next, there's the boom mics. I have this, it's the Rode, Rode NTG2, which I usually have out of frame on a boom like this when I'm actually using it. I wouldn't buy it again though, because for the indoor recording that I do, there are like smaller microphones than this one, like smaller boom microphones, like say they're like that big, and they're a lot more directional and they pick up basically no echo at all. They're called like dialogue boom microphones or something like that. This one, as you can see here, it has these openings on the side, and it picks up a ton of echo because of that. This is more designed for like outside, or I guess a more sound treated environment. I used this thing in the second Che Guevara video and the US intervention one for 2 examples. Then there's this thing, it's Deity V-Mic D3 Pro. Yeah, I'm really good at remembering the names for the stuff that I bought. Here it is. It's a microphone that you plug directly into the camera, and it's also a boom mic, same as the other one that I just showed you. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as an XLR mic, but it's really convenient to use, and it has a built-in preamp, which kind of helps with some of the weaknesses of microphones like this. I use it in the David Pakman Bolivia video, for example. When I'm really in a hurry, I sometimes use this, like the Rode wireless Go thingamajigger. Here it is. It's like a wireless thing. You put this on top of the camera, plug it in, and this is like the receiver, has a little microphone at the top. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound amazing or anything. It's just really convenient when I want to get things done really fast without having to worry about cables and stuff like that, or stands or whatever. Though the problem with it is that it's like a gigantic advertisement for that company on your chest. So yeah, kind of really ugly. Other than that, I have like a lavalier mic that I am not going to take out of storage because it gets tangled really easily, but I use it in a couple of my videos, most recently the Grey Zone one. It's just nice because it's really easy to take around with you no matter where you're going. Like I filmed that video when I was in Uruguay, and you know, it's like that big when it's all coiled up, so it's convenient, though it doesn't sound great because you put it here on your chest. And if a microphone is here, it's not picking up any of the air sort of frequencies that come out of your mouth, so it feels it sounds a bit muffled. But you know, if the choice is between making a video with a less than optimal microphone or not making a video, I'm gonna choose the first one. So other than that, what else do I use? Well, there's this blue acoustic panel behind me that you see there. I mostly use it to hide the mess on my table, and also as a crappy blue screen when I want to use a blue screen sometimes, which actually works fairly well. But obviously I can't bring that with me when I move countries, so see ya, buddy. I've also got an assortment of stands, like a tripod, a mic stand, and a lighting stand, but they're not special and not really worth talking about. In terms of software, I edit my videos with Magix Vegas Pro 17, though I am looking into changing to DaVinci Resolve because while Vegas Pro is perfect for my purposes, I can do everything that I could ever want to do in this program, it's really bad at delivering a final product. It's, you know, there's problems with rendering a video without little errors in it that kind of ruin the whole thing for me. I just want consistency. I edit audio in Audacity, which is a fairly basic free program. Oh, and I guess for my second channel, I record with this webcam, which is a Logitech C920. Though my second channel's videos with this webcam all look terrible, so I'm not really sure why you'd want to know that, but yeah, now you know. So yeah, if that stuff interests you, there you go. There's the behind the scenes demystified. Now you know all the secret business secrets of the pharaohs. So what else is there that I want to talk about here? One thing is that I'm not interested in meeting viewers unless I specifically say that I want to do it. It's very uncomfortable to have people who I literally do not know at all, even like as a very far off acquaintance, like invite me to meet them and then get really offended when I don't reply. I've even had people get like irate when I don't respond to weird demands to like fly to their country at my expense and meet them. And if this is already happening to me, imagine how much more it happens to bigger creators. I understand that this sort of one-way relationship that YouTube has going with basically every creator and their viewers is really weird and alienating, and that people might erroneously sort of feel like they know me from my videos. But really, it's no different from like dialing a random phone number and then just like insisting that the person talk to you and acknowledge you and meet you and be your friend. So please don't do it. If I ever want to meet my subscribers, you guys will know about it. I guess all of this is just venting, and this is the sort of thing that all creators deal with, but it's all new to me and it's kind of difficult to adapt to, but yeah, whatever, I'll get better. So yeah, you should like my content for my content, not for who you think I am, and please don't expect anything more from me than the videos that I make. I guess I'll end it here. That was a lot longer than I thought it would be. I guess I might do another one of these maybe in like a year, or at like 50,000 or 100,000 subscribers or something. I don't know, we'll see. But for now, look out for the next video essay, whatever it's about, whenever it happens to be done. Yeah, here's the credits where I thank all my incredible Patreon supporters. Thank you guys. Bye. Thanks to my $25 plus patrons, Tonga Purutu Neha, Super Pancake Man, Jesse Hosick, Jel Cribson, and thanks to my $10 plus patrons, Mamushin, One Trash Boy, Morimer, Lautaro, Jillybean, Crouton and Baguette, Derek, Young Trotsky, Nico of the Cestus, Igor Dorzak, Violet Rain, Mitsuki Kazin, Audrey Nate Fawn, Mubashir Razvi, Cincione Brezgal, Christoph Kozinski, Naim, Industrial Robot, and Diego Asalvati. Bye!